and welcome to today's class. Today I wanted you to all be informed that we are going to actually learn how to use parts of speech in a sentence. So I know you are all second graders, and I know you guys are all excited to learn, right, about today's lesson. And I quickly, before we get started into the lesson, I do want to ask you all, what do you know about prepositional phrases, or what do you know about constructing a sentence? Do you know how to make a sentence? How well would you rate yourself out of a scale of 1 to 5? One being that you feel not comfortable with writing a sentence or writing a summary or a paragraph. You know, a paragraph and a summary is a summary or paragraph has 1 to 4 sentences, correct? Like I said, I don't know how much really you guys are familiar with writing paragraphs or sentences, but I do want you all to kind of tell me so I can get a better idea. You are not going to get graded. I just want to know if you have a good understanding of, you know, how much work I need to work with you guys to make sentences, or to really focus, how much time I should focus on this lesson with you all. So if you can all raise your hand and let me know, how well do you know how to write a sentence or write a paragraph? Let's just make it a sentence, a really good sentence, if you know how to write a sentence. So give me a 1 for, I don't know how to write a sentence, or 2, I know the basics, or 3, I'm comfortable writing a sentence, 4, I can write a sentence, I'm pretty good at writing sentences, and I can write a paragraph, and 5, I am a superstar at writing a paragraph, and I know how to write really well. Okay? And like I said, this is just for me to know. So please let me know. Go ahead and raise your hands. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you everybody for participating. You could all put your hands down now. Go ahead and put your hand down. Okay, so with that being said, thank you for letting me know. We're gonna go ahead and start using a chart where I will be able to teach you all how to write a sentence and just kind of gravitate and go from there. I know that there's different levels of every single one of you, and like I said, I will be taking into consideration which ones of you need more help or that, so I can make more time for all of you. Okay, all right. So I do quickly want to go over the standards for today and what I want from all of you to get by the end of the lesson and from you to learn. All right, so I want you to all demonstrate and understand word relationships and nuances and word meanings. I want you to identify real life connections between words and their uses. As for the content objectives, by the end of the lesson plan, students will be able to understand the components of part of speech. That's going to be the topic today, parts of speech. And identify words in sentences that belong to these groups. So you will also be doing a second activity with the other teacher today that she will be showing you, which is the second part of this activity. And I will be showing you the first part, which is the most, not the most important part, but it's gonna help you to do the second part of this activity and lesson. Okay. Then for the California English language development, I want you all to expand your noun phrases, adding familiar adjectives, nouns, to get a variety of use of your nouns, your adjective, your verbs, your adverbs, and how all those play big into the components of writing sentences. Okay. All right. So to get right into the chart that I have set up here, so I have already written down this. You don't have to write this down, okay? I'm just gonna go over this explanation and kind of guide you all to, see how this is done. So if you all can see, right, I have the first column, which is nouns, and then I have the second column, which is verbs, and then I have adverbs, and then I have a prepositional phrase, okay? So this is gonna be a very good visual for all of you to learn, and I want you to understand the purpose as well as why I'm doing this this chart. I just don't want to put a chart and then you guys are confused as to why, why is this going to help me? Why? No, this is very a very, very helpful resource, a very good thing for you all to learn, okay? So, nouns. A noun is and can be described as a person, right? So let me just go ahead and hold it for all of you to see, right? I want you to, I'll make sure that you can see. So it can be described as a person. It can be described, I'm sorry for my writing, or a thing, right? Nouns could also be animals, and they can also be a feeling. But I don't want to go there yet. I don't want you guys to get confused. So for now, I want you to remember that nouns are person, places, or things, okay? And then a verb, what is a verb? Can anybody think of a way, of a verb? Just take a random guess. I want to know if you guys know, because maybe some of you know what a verb is. Yes, Samantha. Okay, yeah, I mean, it could be, something that represents the noun. Exactly, yeah, that's actually a very good guess. Thank you for answering. Yeah, so a verb is actually what describes the noun. So it describes like an action or a state of mind. So we can write that down, right? Let me see. Action or state of mind. All right, cool. So I'm gonna just underline these. I know it's kind of hard to see because moving along to the adverbs. I want to see if anybody can take a quick guess, and by the show of hands, how many of you know what an adverb is? Yes. Okay, great. Yes. So actually, so thank you for that. So an adverb is actually what transforms other words. It basically, adverbs transform other words, and they also transform verbs. So this could mean, let me write that down, because I want to jump ahead and give you guys examples, but I need to write that down. So they describe, okay, all right. And then for the prepositional phrase, I'm going to go ahead and just, for time purposes, I'm going to go ahead and jump on and tell you guys what are prepositional phrases. So prepositional phrases describe how, where, when, and why. So actually, when we look at how to sentence frame and how to construct a sentence, we focus on the noun. I want you to first learn how to do a noun, then a verb. Then I want you to learn how to do a prepositional phrase. This is going to be a great example before we start adding adjectives, before we start adding adverbs, before we start mostly adding adjectives and adverbs. I want you to learn nouns, verbs, and prepositional phrases. That's mainly my goal for today. Okay? All right. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and start using adjectives, but I will be going all over those today. Okay? So now that you all have a great understanding of nouns, verbs, adverbs, and prepositional phrases, I'm going to quickly just draw up an example for you all to see a picture of this. And you'll have a chance to copy all of this stuff after, because I want you all to be listening and I want you all to be hearing me as best as you can. I don't want you to be, rushing and writing and trying to look and focus. No, because I personally struggle with that. So I like to see and then write it down. Unless it's something that you already know, then okay, I can write and listen at the same time. Okay, so a person, remember we have a person, we can write a little human being right there, and then a place can be a little home, and then a thing could be an apple, a little apple. And then we did say feeling, but we're not going to write that down. A verb could be a little book, right? It could be swimming in the water. And I'm sorry, I'm not the best in drawing. A verb can be described as fast. So I can just be moving fast. And preposition is how, where, when, and why. Okay? All right, so now that we have learned what each of these are, these components, I do kind of want to give you an example, right? An example of how we can apply these to sentences, right? So first example I want to give is Johnny. So I'm going to write Johnny. And I want you to remember that what do we do at the beginning of every sentence? What do we do with the first letter? Anybody? Yes. Yes, we capitalize. We capitalize no matter what. We have to capitalize. And then what could Johnny be doing? Sings, right? I'm sorry. I wish I had colored pens, but the colored pens I have are neon, and I don't think you guys are going to be able to see the neon, so we're just going to stick with the blue. But if I had colored markers, then I will show you guys colored. But you will also be using colored markers in the next activity with the next teacher, okay? For the second part. So I want you guys to all listen to how I'm gonna sing. And I don't have the best voice, but I still want you all to listen to what I'm gonna sing to you all, okay? Johnny sings, Johnny sings, Johnny sings, Johnny sings. Okay? We're gonna all try to practice together, okay? Go. Johnny sings, Johnny sings, Johnny sings, Johnny sings. Okay, good. That way we know that we need to have our nouns and then our verbs describe those nouns, okay? So Johnny sings what? How does he sing? How, where, when? He could sing at his school. He could sing at his house. He could sing because he's bored. He could sing because he could sing whenever he wants, wherever he wants. So Johnny sings super loud. So I'm gonna write super loud, and make sure we want to add a period at the end of our sentences, right? Big period to signify that we are done with the sentence. So let's try to sing this all together again. Johnny sings, Johnny sings, Johnny sings super loud. So what I did there is Johnny sings twice, and then I added super loud at the end, right? So it's gonna be twice, and then we're gonna add this part. Try one more time. Everybody. Johnny sings, Johnny sings, Johnny sings super loud. Great. Do not forget your capital in the beginning, and do not forget a period at the end. So I want you all to try to do knowing this and pretend that you have a sentence in front of you. So for every single one of you, it's going to be different, right? So to me, where we start a sentence is from left to right, correct? But I want to show you all me facing back. From left to right, correct? Boys and girls, are we listening? Okay. So Johnny sings. So this is how I want you to do it. From left to right. I want to see your hands because I want to know what direction your sentences are going, right? Johnny sings, Johnny sings, Johnny sings super loud. So it's going to be broken into 4, right? Beginning, capital, left, all the way right, period at the end. Capital in the beginning, period at the end. Okay? All right. Good job, boys and girls. I want to know if you guys have any other questions as to this, because we will be practicing more of these. Don't think this is the end. If you have any questions, please let me know right now. Raise your hands if you want to ask me at the end. I am more than welcome and more than happy to go ahead and answer any of your questions. All right, so real quick before I forget, before I forget to explain the most important thing here in the prepositional phrase that we used. So super in this case would be used as an adjective, And loud would be used as an adverb because an adverb here is transforming the word sings. An adjective is transforming the noun, which is Johnny in this case. Okay, so I forgot to add adjective here, and I'm going to leave this example for all of you guys to see, all of you all to see. Yes, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Raise your hand. This is the time to ask. I'm more than happy to answer any questions because the next portion of the lesson will include you doing activities with your group. It's going to be like a little group work activity in which you will all be, categorizing these. You will be making a list for nouns. You'll be making a list for verbs, for adjectives and adverbs.